professor, Tony Todd. I like this.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That's actually a piece of what I do in real life. I've been doing a
Yeah.
lot of personal appearances at different colleges and stuff, trying to motivate students, and it's something I want to incorporate in the rest of my journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's great to learn from people who've done it and done it so well. And I'm sure the kids ask you all the time, kind of, how do I get into it, right?
Kids, like every expectant human being wants instant success. So I'm just trying to imbue upon them that there's no guarantee and there's no timetable about when success comes. You just got to be ready when it happens, and just enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride. Get a
Yeah.
pair of bongos if you got nothing else, and a bottle of wine. You got entertainment.
Well, and now, of course, we need it more than ever because we've been stuck inside, so all we get is our movies and music and TV shows to keep us sane, right?
Exactly. And it's unfortunate because a lot of young actors who are in great training programs all across the country and the world, it's not a full training because acting is, it's up close and personal. You got to be breathing the same air. You got to be in somebody's grill. You got to be eyeball to eyeball. And a lot of them are not getting that completion. So it's caused for a lot of confusion and a lot of insecurities going out into the working world. And unfortunately, I think we're going to see down the line a whole lot of people that gave up, before maybe their time date was expired. So I just want to help build up confidence because the one thing an actor has to have is confidence.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Well, and also you've got a choice. I know you get scripts all the time, and you've always got a lot in production. And so, how does us? What is it that you look for? What is it that grabs you, especially in maybe something like this?
something different than the one before. Specifically, Stoker Hills appealed to me because I knew that I wanted to be a teacher. I want to teach, right? And it was, I think I'd already done maybe 2 sessions before, and I wanted to capture that. So I had it encapsulated in a film version. Of course, it's not a complete study course, but it gives audiences a glimpse to another side of who I am, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be the boogeyman. It's
Yeah.
great.
I know, but it is fun to be the boogeyman sometimes, right?
Sometimes you pick and choose, right?
Yeah, that's true. Well, in this film, of course, you're teaching the class, and people are talking about the things like, well, it's no Citizen Kane. What was the film that captured your attention that made you kind of look at that screen and go, maybe this is what I want to do?
A lot of them. I grew up watching the Friday night movies, which were all in black and white. So I saw all the classics first. I saw DOA. I saw 7-Eleven Ocean Drive. I saw all the James Cagney's. I saw, Humphrey Bogart, Key Largo. I saw all that stuff as a 13-year-old. Right? It was like comic books to me. So I knew I was drawn to the allure of that cinema influence that it can have over audiences. And I wanted to be a part of it. Probably the first horror film I saw that got under my skin was Rosemary's Baby
Yeah.
because it felt genuine and real. I'm not a big fan of goofy stuff. I like my horror pure and uncut. Rosemary's Baby did that between the shots of the Dakota leading to the edge of what's now become Strawberry Fields Forever. It was just something so unique about it. And then, of course, I went and saw Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, which was completely opposite, but it featured some of my favorite people. So, we like what we like, and we try to do what we love. And I'm happy to be a part of this business.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it must have been kind of a real cool thing to revisit the Candyman thing again too, because you realize probably in talking to people now how much that made an impression on so many young filmmakers, right?
Yeah, the numbers were well. They're very, very happy. You know, we'll see about what the next one's going to be about. But yeah, it was quite a ride, and I'm
Yeah.
happy. Of course, it happened right in the middle of a pandemic, but we had to postpone 3 different times, but we made it. We got there.
Yeah, well, of course, we need it though, and that's the thing. Sometimes horror during hard times in the world is the distraction that we need, right?
Yeah, perhaps, or a damn good weekend of divisional playoffs.
Yeah, there you go. Well, speaking of which, I had actually asked you before by phone, but we got to get on camera for the show. Our host, Drew Pearson, famously called the Hail Mary. So we got to ask you your Hail Mary moment, that moment in your life or career. You just had to go for it and it worked out for you. What do you suppose that was for you?
When I was doing a film with Forrest Whitaker, we were in Pittsburgh, and he brought to my attention they were doing a remake of Night of the Living Dead. And that was a Friday. Saturday was my day off. I found out the information. I ran over to the production company because I saw that film in a drive-in, and I said, "Wow, I look like him. He's doing it. He's not saving nuns. He's actually doing something specifically." And all rest in peace that he put in, no disrespect. And then I went in there and I convinced Tom that I was the one for the job, even though he tried to run away from me. That was the most chutzpah moment I've ever had in my career. And I've never done it since. And I probably won't do it again because I don't like begging, but it wasn't a begging, it was insisting that you need to look me in the eye and see that I'm this guy. So that was my Hail Mary moment.
Yeah, I love that, and you've got the right attitude for the business because it takes a lot to not only get in it but to stay in it. And so, what is it that you've always told yourself? We talk about this on Down to Business that you keep in mind that kept you on the right path even when things were tough.
Yeah, things outside of acting, like rescuing cats. I have a new cat named Thelonious Mango, teaching, feeding the homeless, living my life, man. I have a great life. I got to go to Sweden this year uh, to work on a couple projects, and my downtime is very important to me. And I love to cook, I
Hmm.
love to travel, and I'm glad I live in a state that has cannabis laws that you don't have to creep down an alley. I mean, I'm good, man.
Well, all that will help keep you sane and keep you on the right path, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Good food, good bud, good people, joy. Less stress. Stay away from QAnon.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Well, and of course, I could ask you probably about any movie and you could think of probably a good memory, a good time on there. What is it about this one that maybe stood out to you? Was there a day you're filming or seeing, or maybe just a conversation with the
No,
director?
I had a great connection with the director and the production staff, and I knew I wanted to, and we made some adjustments because I wanted to make him more specific about what he was teaching and saying, and they listened, and we got it done. It was great. I think I was on the film for one day. We got all four of the sequences shot in that day. It was a long day, but we got it made.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we
And,
what's sorry.
and it was another African American director that I'm really happy to assist his journey.
Absolutely, and of course we've seen you on the convention circuit here in Texas Frightmare Weekend and beyond, and it's always great to get loved on by the fans all weekend, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know how much of that we're going to be able to do this year.
Yeah,
I know I feel bad because some of the best shows, including Texas Frightmare, shout out to Lloyd, thank you, Lloyd, and Dave Hagen from Monster Mania and Horror Hound, they're taking hits right now
yeah,
because unfortunately, I think they were living con to con to con, and so I hope for the sake of the horror community that some of these survive
hmm,
and because the horror community needs places where they can go for a weekend and be validated by their choice of genre, and I'm sure you've been there.
yeah,
Some of the parties are insane.
yeah.
And I don't do that much anymore because I need my sleep. It gets out of hand, but it's all, when it's at its best, it's all a celebration of that particular experience, that
Hmm.
particular genre where they feel that they're not strange, they're not awkward, they're not overly tattooed. They're just people who love the same type of film.
Yeah. Well, and anytime you can bring joy to people, you got to try and do it right.
What else is there? What else is there to do?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not specifically a horror person. I love all kinds of film. I mean, it's just a luck of the draw that I got two of the best in the horror community right out the box.
Yeah. So what are we gonna see you in next? Because I always love seeing what you have coming for us.
I don't know the exact. I know I'm signing some contracts today. I can't talk about them, but they're two huge projects that may put me in your living room every week.
Good. Ah, that's so cool. I love
Yeah,
that.
thank
And
you.
Yeah, so we're like I said, we're always happy to see you, but you've accomplished so much, and so I guess the next frontier is what you said, maybe sort of a reflection of this in teaching, right?
Yeah, and well, teaching is a side, doing because you can't teach unless they know that you're doing it. There's another level of respect to the teacher, right? So I got to listen to him because he's doing it. I want to do both. I want to do it all.
Yeah,
But I need just some things personally in my life concerning my daughter that I need to prepare for, and I just need to work right now
yep.
and be that proud father.
Ah, love that. Well, then, last thing, how do we support the good things that you're doing, the rescue and everything else that you're doing?
Well, if you're not already, follow me on Twitter at Tony Todd 54,
Yep.
IG Tony Todd Official, and just do you in the meantime. And then that path will cross connect as you and I have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Really appreciate your time as always. And
Are you
look
in
forward
Dallas
to
right
seeing you.
now?
What's that?
Where are you right now?
I'm in Dallas,
Yeah,
Texas.
that's okay. Yeah, that's great, man. I got a friend there right now. Are you gonna go see the Elton John show?
Yeah. It's Tuesday and Wednesday here, so
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna.
got friends on the show, and
Oh, really?
unfortunately, bubble, but it's the farewell tour. So I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, honey. I'll see you again soon.
God bless, man. Peace.
Okay, thank you. All right, bye bye.
Bye bye.